Well, for the early part of this year, we had this terrific plan set up, and I want to give a big thanks to Ryan Foster and Anthony Zamfati for setting up an awesome multi-car convoy that was going to kind of come across the country and join us at DeLorean weekend this year. And we really, really held out hope that we could do that. But as the COVID cases kept rising, we reached the conclusion that there were a lot of people that were kind of uncomfortable with proceeding that way. And we were also, so we reluctantly had to decide to postpone our events. And that doesn't mean we can't do anything this year, but we have to work within the constraints of the problem. So we started giving it some thought and came up with the idea of doing a virtual event that is still during that same weekend in October for this year. And then we also plan a save the date for 2021, where we are going to do another live in-person event. So we started to work through, all right, if we do a virtual event, how many people are we going to get? How long is it going to be? And we've reached some pretty good conclusions where if a lot of people want to participate, we have the capacity to manage it. It's just a matter of, this is all volunteer based. So what we've come up with is all the ways that people can contribute to and join the discussion. And then we'll see how many people are really interested in doing that. What we have found is that this year, a lot of people have been spending their time on lockdown or on in self-quarantine. They've been working on their cars. So I'm sure they have a lot of improvements they've made to their cars that they want to show the community, and we need to find a safe way for them to do that. So what we are suggesting is that people, get out your smartphone and a friend to hold it for you and do a 5-minute tour of the improvements and upgrades and changes that you've made to your car over the last year or so. And even if you're not a video editor, feel free to send those to us. And we have some people that will edit the video together and put together nice little snippets, 5 to 10 minutes per person or per car. And then you can fit those into time slots throughout the weekend. If you prefer, though we're not leaning in this direction, if you want to do a live tour of your car where you get out your smartphone and join the Zoom meeting live and then live stream something on your car, maybe you want to do that too. So we want to support both options, and we'll just see how many people opt in to those two options. But if you think about all the things that people do at car shows, they want to share their car with the community, and the best way to do that is with video clips where you get the floor, and after you show your 5-minute clip, you can do some question and answer with the people that are attending the show. So that's what we're thinking of doing. And in the registration page, if you want to do a live car tour or a pre-recorded car tour, when you register at DeLoreanWeekend.com, make sure you check those boxes on the registration form, and we'll get in touch with that subgroup of people and work through all the nuances of getting that done properly.
We've already got one person volunteering to do that.
Yeah, registration's blowing up already, which is fun.
And registration is free.
Yeah, no cost for any of this.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing that has been very popular at in-person weekends has been a tech panel of people that are real DeLorean experts. So we're going to put together a panel of maybe 3 or 4 really skilled and wise DeLorean people. And then people can bring their problems to the table and get them answered by the panel. So we're figuring out what's involved in doing that. Maybe you would pre-record your question, or maybe you would give your question live to the panel. Hey, my car's making this weird noise. Let me put my phone near the car. What does this sound? So we can try all those options. But again, in the registration form, check the box if you have a problem or a question for the tech experts, and we'll try and get as many questions in as we can. How long will the panel go? It depends on how many people want to participate in this activity. So we'll reach out to that subgroup and organize it and figure out its length accordingly. Also, if you are a very skilled expert, then we'd love to have you as a panelist. So let us know in your registration if that applies to you. Okay. The other thing we've seen at DeLorean car shows in the past is a vendor area. And so we gave some thought to how we might accommodate vendors. Now, there are some situations where vendors are competing with each other and they're all selling similar parts at different prices. But there are plenty of situations where vendors have exclusive products that they've invented that's only available through them. And we feel that if we allow vendors to showcase just things that are exclusive to them, then we're certainly not playing favorites one vendor to another. So we're not charging vendors for any of this. This is free to them. If they want to participate, then they can put together a little demo video. I would rather these be pre-recorded than live. That way we can insert them as, filler and intermission where needed. But the idea is let's get 5 or 6 vendors with 5 or 6 products that they put together that they want to talk about. And just like with the other stuff, we'll do Q&A afterwards. So again, if you are a vendor or you know vendors, get in touch with them and tell them as they register to check the vendor box, and we'll get in touch with that group of people and straighten all that out. Okay, so Jordan is here, I think. Yep. Jordan has been working on an awesome documentary about DeLorean owners for the last 10 years. And he wanted to, premiere it this year, but COVID has put a real hamper in that. So as an alternative, Jordan is arranging for an exclusive sneak preview for us, and he's done some research and figured out a way we can do it virtually. So this is something that's been coming a long time. The DeLorean community is very excited for it, and we're super excited to have this may be the first time it's being seen by the DeLorean community. So we have locked in the time that this will be. Everything else is sort of flexible, but this will be Saturday. You can see in the lower left-hand corner, this will be Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Oh, that should say 7 p.m. Central, oops, and 8 p.m. Eastern. So Jordan, do you have anything to add if you're still on the line?
Yeah, I'm here, Ryan. Thank you. I just wanted to pop on for a few minutes and talk a little bit about the movie and the screening in case people don't already know about it. But the long story short is that 12 years ago, I started making a movie about the DeLorean community. I started out by going to DCS events and interviewing DeLorean owners. And it turned into this massive project that I had no idea it was going to become really, this incredibly significant part of my life for 12 years. And I ended up traveling all across the United States, traveling to Northern Ireland to interview many of the folks who actually built the cars and talk about their hands-on experience building the cars and their personal experience working with John DeLorean. Twist of fates, it ended up taking me all the way to New Zealand, where there is a big DeLorean community there, including the world's southernmost DeLorean in the world. And anyway, it really became a movie about the DeLorean community, about people like you guys. I became a DeLorean owner while I was making the movie, so I should say people like myself now. So the movie was going to premiere in April, and it was going to screen in several different screenings throughout the year. And all of those screenings have basically been postponed or canceled. So this really is the perfect opportunity to see the movie with an audience and to participate in a Q&A specifically for DeLorean owners and people in the DeLorean community. So this is really a time to see it with our friends, with our fellow community members, and ask those insider questions that only DeLorean people are going to know and going to appreciate. We already have a few special guests confirmed who will also be participating in the Q&A. So we have Jeffrey Weisman, who is the narrator of the movie. He provided the narration. And you may also know him. He's one of the actors from the Back to the Future sequels. He played George McFly in the sequels. We of course, we have Ryan and Bob and Gail, who are all here with us this evening, and they will all be invited to participate in the Q&A. And we have two of the DeLorean owners from New Zealand, Miranda and Jono. They are also confirmed who will be participating. And I hope to be able to announce some more soon. I'm hoping to get some of the constituency from Northern Ireland as well, some of the people who actually built the cars and can really talk at length about the car's history. So there'll be more guests confirmed soon, but for now, we have Jeffrey and the Brandy's family and the Miranda and Jono confirmed. So yeah, this is a really the first opportunity ever to see this film in its entirety with an audience. So I'm grateful to the Brandy's family for setting this up for us and making this possible.
You're welcome.
That's my pitch.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Thank you.
And we thank you for all the hard work you put in on this. I know how much work that is to do, and so does Radek and many others. So
I know it's been a while because in the movie I was a brunette.
That's right.
I hadn't gone gray yet, so it's been a while.
Yeah, well, Gail, as you remember, you guys were some of the very first supporters of this project. One of the things that makes this project really unique is because you might be saying, oh God, not another DeLorean movie. There's been so many DeLorean movies. And the fact is, I agree with you. But the truth is, there have been many DeLorean movies about John DeLorean and many DeLorean movies about John DeLorean with a somewhat negative slant or a somewhat biased agenda.
Yep.
Yes.
And this movie is not about John. He's in it, of course. He's a huge part of the story, of course. But this movie is actually about the owners. And so, you guys were some of the very first people who ever supported me. And the movie was really made as much by the DeLorean community as it was by me. Because every single thing that's on the screen is something that a member of the DeLorean community brought to the screen. These are all events and gatherings and club meetings that were thrown by the DeLorean community for DeLorean owners. And so that's really what the movie is about. And it would not have existed without the DeLorean community's support. So this movie wasn't made by a studio or Netflix or Amazon or any commercial company. This was really made by individual people who just wanted to share their passion for the car. So I do think it's unlike anything else you've seen about the DeLorean before. And, it really is about us, to be honest with you. It's about this community. So it's also, a positive and uplifting message, especially during these times that we're in right now. I think we can all use something positive and something upbeat. So I think the timing is right for it. So
that's really what we need right now. And thank you very much, Jordan, for all that you put into this. And again, like you said, it is showcasing the community. We're just, the receptacle for all of their effort. And that is kind of how I want you guys to view this upcoming, virtual show. Okay, I mean, if we get 5 people with car tours, fine. But if we get 25 people or 30 people with car tours, then this can be a really incredible thing. And that's not a difficult thing to do. It's just a matter of beating the bushes and getting everybody to realize that this is what we're going to get to do this year, guys. Get out your phone and record something, and then we can all share that together.
Now, Ryan, a lot of these things are going to be recorded so that if people can't be there when the agenda says it's actually happening, they will be able to view it at a later date, except for the, Jordan's film, but all the other stuff, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to store it on YouTube or on a Facebook channel. And so if people can't make every day or every time, they'll be able to look at the videos later on, and we will keep them up for at least the next year.
Right. That's why we hope that people will submit their pre-recorded videos, so we can put those on YouTube as little featurettes, and have those to interject as we run the weekend. Also, Bob and Radek have been working on doing more research about John DeLorean with that same idea of showcasing a lot of the positive things that he did. I'm tired of hearing about the 1 or 2 negative things that he did. Let's talk about all the amazing things that he contributed to, like airbags and the lunar rover. And let's talk about the Gullwing cars that predated the DeLorean that had an awful lot to do with the development of the DeLorean. So Bob, do you want to talk about this for a little bit?
Sure.
5 minutes.
Okay. This is something I've been toying with for a number of years. And I guess I'd say I finally have some time to do it. I've been doing a lot of research on all the stuff that John DeLorean invented or did at General Motors. And I guess I have somewhat of an advantage because I knew some of the people that he worked with. Just as an interesting story, how many people know that John DeLorean worked for Allstate Insurance after he left General Motors? How many people know he testified for Allstate Insurance in Congress about the cost effectiveness of airbags? How many people know that he worked on an electric subcompact and the engineering design that his engineers put together were shared with the people who developed the General Motors lunar rover and the first hybrid? When you really dig into what DeLorean did at General Motors and his history with Giugiaro and his history with airbag people and Gullwing cars, and oh my God, this guy did a lot of stuff. And the fact is, airbags are in cars today thanks to John DeLorean. He built the first airbag DeLorean Pontiac Catalina in 1966. And how many of us know that? And I know the guy who worked with him and built it. And it just, oh my God, there's just so much missing from the story of John DeLorean. Missing pieces. We hope to have an early draft within a couple months. We will share it with Catherine DeLorean because this is stuff about her father that happened before she was even born. I don't think she knows how great of an engineer he was. So this will be a very uplifting, positive story, and it's just amazing all the stuff I've been able to dig up. Wasn't easy. This is a lot of track this person down, track this person down, track this person down, and it's taken a year's worth of research, but it's definitely worth it. So everybody will learn a lot about them. And this is only the first movie. There's 3 different movies. This is the first one. The second one is what he did getting the DeLorean Motor Company together and what he did after he left General Motors. And then the third one is about money. And that's a really fascinating story. But you'll have to wait for those other 2.
Fair enough. Well, the point is that we've got some really cool unique DeLorean content you can't find anywhere else, and those will be showcased at DeLorean Weekend virtually this year. The other thing we have found at DeLorean Weekends in the past is the social time is the backbone of the event. So we want as many people as want to come hang out in the Zoom as late as they want. That's fantastic. But there's also a lot of moderation that is needed there because you don't want someone to dominate the conversation all night long. So we are looking for volunteer moderators to kind of help take shifts to see, depending upon how late things want to go, if people can do moderation. So we're not the only ones doing it. We would really appreciate that. And you know, this is all a team effort. So let's all be parts of the team. For those of us who are really good Zoom experts, I would really love some help in that area. And again, in the registration form, there's a checkbox for I would like to be a Zoom moderator, and we would love some help in that area. So we will have a lot of scheduled stuff, but as things trail off late in the evening and we fall into unscheduled territory, that's where we need more moderation assistance. If there is something else that we've forgotten here, you guys are talking about DeLorean and Back to the Future models and things. So I'm sure there is another category of talk that we did not specifically cover here that people want to see. So let's use the same format, 5 to 10 minutes with a Q&A, and whether you pre-record it or you do it live, show your model, show your movie props. Hey, this glass was used. This is the milk chocolate, you know, from Back to the Future Part 1 that Crispin Glover took a drink out of, whatever. But let's see if we can fit some of that stuff into the schedule also. So that seems like a lot of fun. So in summary, those are all the different ways we have come up with so far that you can participate. Pre-recorded car tours, live car tours, be a tech expert, ask tech experts questions, be a vendor and showcase something that you've come up with or exclusively sell. And then we have some documentaries with some Q&A there, and then late night discussions, and then other topics and models and whatnot. So this is all going to funnel into the DeLorean Weekend registration page, and I recommend you all go to DeLoreanWeekend.com and go ahead and register. In previous years, people would kind of put it off until the last minute because they weren't sure they were going to spend money on hotels or they didn't want to spend the money, but registration is free. And the sooner we know how many people are interested and in what categories, the sooner we can understand the scope of what we're doing here. Is this a 1-day thing, 2-day thing, 3-day thing? Is each day 3 hours long or 4 hours long or 8 hours long? And that depends on the level of interest that we have here. But the point is we have capacity, and we're hoping if you forward this on to your friends and get them all to register, specifically to people in the UK, because we are reaching out to, hey, we can hit a global audience now. So if there are DeLorean clubs in Australia or the DeLorean clubs in the EU or in Europe, let's accommodate their optimal time zones. So if we're going to do a Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday thing, one of it should be in the evening, one of it should be in the afternoon, and one of it should be in the morning. And then we'll be able to gauge the level of interest in each of those categories, mostly by time zone. So that is just about it. But what I'd like to do is just briefly show the registration form and drive you guys there. And there's also going to be an email that goes out. If you don't get it, then just go to DeLoreanWeekend.com and register. But Firefox, free registration, that looks reasonable. Okay. So yeah, when you go to DeLoreanWeekend.com, you'll land here, and then just click the Register Now button, and first and last name, email address, and then here is how would you like to participate? Parts vendors, pre-recorded live video. This is the critical thing that we're going to use to put you in the group, and then we'll work with each group as needed. Also, we are requiring you give us the last 4 digits of your VIN. And then maybe as you're logging into the Zoom meeting, you have to put the last 4 digits of your VIN in your last name. And that will make it real easy for us to get the correct people in the Zoom meeting. At this point, we want to keep it sort of exclusive to DeLorean owners until we see just how much interest there is. If people are not DeLorean owners, they are enthusiasts that they want to see the activities that are airing, then we will find a technique such as YouTube Live so that those people can see that content. But we're going to try and keep the Zoom meeting to DeLorean owners. So that's just about all I've got. But please tonight or as soon as possible, go ahead and register and talk about how you want to participate and support this online attempt at a really epic car show and 3-day TV station for DeLoreans.